What's up, guys? It's Get Ready to Battle. Today, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! A trading card game that I play a lot and you often see on Saturdays and Sundays of my channel. Got a new Forbidden and Limited card list. Normally, it's a card game, you use cards, beat your opponent, and hope you win. And everything of over 10,000 cards you're allowed to play at 3 copies. Except for cards on this list, that they change every few months or so. So, I will be joining my reaction. So currently, we do have of Haynes Dino here, or whatever they like to go by. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Angel.
Ta-da. Okay. Currently, the meta decks are exactly Limit and Shizu, who can mill a lot of cards and do things, so probably want to hit them. I personally also want to see a certain few cards to come back, because I love a certain deck. So, let's go through the list, seeing what they changed. First up is all the banned cards that are at 0. We're just going to scroll down until we see something. Okay, so nothing in the ban. I did kind of get spoiled on what's banned. No monsters or future monsters, but a Link monster, Curious Lightsworn Dominion, is banned. Now, what this card is, if you use 3 monsters, which is played a lot in the Danger Ishizu builds, it lets you get a free mill of anything. So, you get to just send something. Fortunately, it does also hurt a planned deck I have involving FTKs. But it is really good to have this very easy ability not be done anymore, which can just proc so much tier limit stuff to cause fusions or just send like a very unfun card that can easily be cheated out. Like you can cheat out a lot of unfun things with Curious. So it's good that it's being banned since it's now very abusable. The next card that we will find on the main list is a card that I've been spoiled, so it's been hated for a while. Card released is called Mystic Mine. This card is unfun when it's played against you. It just reads, oh hey, do you have monsters? You know, like every deck has, except for like 2. You don't get to win. You have no activated monster fix, like say to remove this card, and no declaring attacks, so you can't kill me. As long as we don't control the same, such as you have 1 and I have 0, this will stay on the field forever. So, in other words, be like, I could just play this, since my opponent has played their turn, they now have less cards in deck, and I could just literally just do nothing and win. Thus, ta-da. It is unfun when you're in certain situations. It is also very effective, but it's good that it's banned because it's an unfun card that does not support interaction. You have to literally hard draw the out. And unfortunately, with new cards released, like Runix, which can just banish your deck, or I think also the Kashtira, which is going to come out, banishes deck. Tier limits also mill your deck. So, you know, just won't draw the out. Problem solved. Actually, you wouldn't do that, but still. Lots of ways to even lose the few outs that you have that aren't even part of your archetype. It's good to see that this is gone. That is all the banned cards. Unfortunately. Or not unfortunately.
I did not understand any of that.
Okay, so 2 cards are now at 0. A card that makes that is very abusable, and a card that is very unfun to play against. So it's good that these things are no longer able to be in your opponent's deck. But they also can't be in yours.
I have never seen anything of Yu-Gi-Oh!
And that's why it's funny to have you in the call right now.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, so you're able to play 3 copies of any card, except cards on here. Now you can play 0 copies of these cards. So now...
I was gonna say the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Card I know is Pot of Greed, but that's not even a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought that was a Magic the Gathering card.
No, Pot of Greed is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, where Magic has resources like cards and mana. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just cards, so a card that just draws multiple. Way too broken, so it's on the ban list right here.
Anyways. Yeah, I only play 1 card game, and that's the Pokemon trading card game.
Fair enough. Anyways, now moving...
Very fitting for me playing Pokemon.
Yes. Now, into moving to the cards, they can only run at 1 copy. Let's see what cards are on this list. Ooh, Herald of Orange Light. This card's currently being played in Tier Ishizu, the Tier 0 deck, because it is a negate that also then activates your things because you send another fairy from your hand, which the Ishizu cards are, which then do your full combo, and you can take your whole turn on your opponent's turn because you negated your opponent's thing. This card's very strong, very useful, and is now being limited, so you can't abuse it as easily. Which should help when you're going second. You're going first against a Shizu tier. It won't be as scary. They can still hard draw the 1-of, and they're probably going to play the 1-of, but, you know, bunch of people don't like playing one-ofs. At least, yeah. Okay, and that's all for the normal monsters, or normal effect monsters. Striker Dragon is at 1. For some reason, I thought there was a second Link monster, but I guess I'm wrong. We have all these. Okay, no new monsters are banned. Wait a minute. Yo, let's go! Okay, so there's an XYZ that's usually here at 1. A Lyrilisk monster that I was upset that got hit. And that was one of the 2 cards I wanted back. One of them was Omega, because I play Saffron. And I see it's not on this list now. That means it moved off. Which means it's coming back, baby! Let's go! Okay. Anyways, so going into the spells, there is no new spells. The striker cards are still all here. Now let's look at the traps, that's all. Okay. So that is all the limited 1 cards. Just this one being new. Now let's go to the semi-limited, where you can only play 2 copies of. Also known as the Prison for Malicious. Reciter Starling is being brought back to 2. This is great. It can be done for the pure Lyrilisk or Leo's Tri-Brigade, because those are clearly out of the meta. I'm glad to see it's back. Malicious still at 2. Plaza still at 2. What's at 3? Okay, first step.
How are you going to turn this into an entertaining video?
Who's that entertaining? People love watching reactions to the ban list. Anyways.
They do?
Yeah, just like look at all. If you're subscribed to like 5 YouTubes, you can see like all them like new videos on the same day it's out. Anyways, so on the cards that are now at 3. First up, Teller Knight. Tolmaeus. I was not playing back when people played it, but it could be used like for an easy Infinity. I think could also be used for a different banned card that could lock your opponent out of the game, because you can just use 3 level 4s and then detach 3 and summon from extra deck. A level 5 that could be used for either Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is an easy negate, or was then played at, I think, the other card that's on the ban list. It was this one, Azathoth, to lock your opponent out of playing. But Azathoth's banned, so it can probably come back. And Dino's gone. Okay. Okay, so next up, Dimensional Fissure, a spell card macro card. Wait, okay, they brought back both things here, Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure. Both cards being Macrocosmos is a trap, so you have to wait till next turn, and banishes things that would be sent to grave. And Dimensional Fissure is very similar, except it's a continuous spell, and it only banishes monsters. These things are big graveyard hate, except the current meta deck abuses the graveyard. So, if these things are more a brought back against the meta sort of cards, these cards can be really strong, except they're still only not going to see too strong of play. Unfortunately, I need to buy some more of these. Okay, then Fire Formation Tenki. This thing has seen some spread of just slowly coming off the list, and now it's at 3. So that's going to be a nice for the Tri-Brigade decks. And finally, Metaverse. Metaverse was being abused, and now, since their most powerful field spell that you could just Metaverse into is banned, and now this card can maybe come to 3, because people aren't playing it in field spell decks because it's bad. But now I can play this instead of Demise of the Land, so I'm happy about that. I don't need Demise of the Land, I have Metaverse. We can do it on command. But it can be Ash, unfortunately. So, this card, I like to see that it's here. So, of all these cards, they made consensus to wrap up all the views. They banned I didn't really see the Curious, but then I didn't really fight. I don't think I fought against Tirachizu, like, yet. Which is kind of weird. But, so I don't have a strong opinion on fighting them. Very glad Mystic Mind's banned. Unfortunately, I have a friend who has a bad Mystic Mind deck. So I think I'm kind of sad about that. Other than that, Mystic Mind definitely glad that it's banned. Herald it's probably good for the format that it's now limited. I didn't fight against it, so it wasn't too scary. I'm very happy about Reciter Starling. Macross and Adventure probably needed to come back, or at least temporarily. Tenki's definitely deserves off. I don't know what this one does, so I can't make a good opinions on what this is gonna do. I'm glad Metaverse is back. If that is the list, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. See ya!